Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you clicking on that video as always. Today we have another weekly wears video, and there's a bit of a theme this week where each fragrance that I wore, I would consider a classy, gentlemanly, versatile, boss type scent. Well put together and classy, and at every budget. So I kind of run the gamut from cheapy to high-end niche to mid-level designer to high-end designer. So we really get everything covered here. Let's get right into the list. So on Sunday, I was doing an open house and it was really hot. So this thing is a stunner. It's one of my favorite in my collection at this point. My favorite from this particular line. Scent I'm talking about is Mason Francis Kurkdjian's Gentle Fluidity Silver. Now, as some of you might know, I already own Green Irish Tweed, and I do get some resemblance to Green Irish Tweed. However, this sort of goes in a different direction for me. Classy, perfectly blended, aromatic, spicy, a bit ambery. The juniper berry in this, it's a bit sharp, but so clean and well-rounded. So it's sharp, but well-rounded at the same time and not harsh, and just beautiful in the air. Great sillage from this. A lot of money. This is not cheap. I think you can probably get this on Venmo with my discount code. I don't know if they have it in stock, but it is definitely one of the cheaper priced websites for this particular fragrance, for really any niche for that matter. They ship really quickly. I like using Venmo, but this scent is just the epitome of class to me, and elegance and masculinity. If you were going to own one and spend money on one fragrance to sort of, serve every purpose, signature scent, it would be this. Great. It would be this from me. Fantastic performance, lasts all day. It does everything right, and just the right amount of right. Absolutely love this scent. Wore it on Sunday. Mason Francis Kurkdjian's Gentle Fluidity Silver. So on Monday, I went with a scent that doesn't get a lot of love really within the community, on YouTube, don't hear it talked about a lot. But this one is probably top 3 for me in this particular line. It's a big line. It has a lot of flankers and has had a lot of flankers over the years. Scent I'm talking about, Acqua Absolute Instinct. Now, Absolu doesn't get a lot of love. Absolute Instinct gets even less. But it's, just super, it's memorable. This is a memorable scent, and it's particularly memorable from this line. A lot of the flankers, the first thing you notice is the Acqua DNA, and I get it in all the other flankers almost immediately. However, this one starts off way woodier and lemon heavy than any of the other flankers. So although it does remind me a bit of Acqua and its DNA and its original DNA, this does something different. It has a sweetness to it. It's a woody sweetness with some lemon. I pick up cedar. It's a bit warm and spicy. It's a dark aquatic. So once this starts to dry down, some more of those aquatic notes begin to come out, and there's seaweed, I believe, is a note in this. This thing is fantastic. I absolutely love this scent, and it's growing on me. So I find myself thinking about putting it on more often. Even in the air right now, I'm still picking it up, and it's just beautiful sillage. This has the potential to be a compliment getter, but you are going to smell different. This thing is just beautiful, and it also has amberwood and ebony wood in here in the dry down. I pick it up sooner than that, but I think that's adding to some of the sweetness in this. It's a sweet wood, like I said, with that citrus, and it's awesome. Great performance from this. 8+ hours, lasts me all day. And where this really shines is in the high heat. So on humid days, on really hot days, do 6 or 7 sprays of this. You're gonna get it all day long. You're gonna get wafts of it. People that know about this one absolutely love it. I would say that of the Acqua line, this one has a bit more classiness to it. It's a bit more, it's not as casual as some of the other flankers. It can be worn day and night, and definitely a summer night fragrance as well. This could work on a real hot night. Perfect pick. Acqua Absolute Instinct. So on Tuesday, I went with actually a subscriber sent me this bottle. Shout out to the subscriber. He knows who he is. This one's growing on me as well. I wore it to bed a couple nights out of the shower. It's one of those scents that this is class in a bottle. This is one that I consider that sort of, it's an aromatic fougere, Italian style aromatic fougere scent I am talking about, Acqua essenziale colonia from Salvatore Ferragamo. Man, this one can be had for little money. I will be sure to link all these fragrances down below. I pick up a white floral from this immediately. And I'm not huge into white florals, however, I think it really works well. This smells a lot like Acqua di Parma's colonia, similar in profile. I picture putting this on after a fresh shave. It has a bit of sharpness to it. That lavender is a bit sharp. The bergamot really rounds out everything. There's a tiny bit of sweetness, but not too much. Summer night, maybe you're on a beach, white shirt, button up, shorts, fresh out of the shower, you were in the sun all day. Put this on, you're gonna class it up 100-fold with something of this ilk, something in this scent profile. You have to get your nose on it to understand what I'm talking about if you have not smelled this style. Performance, about 6 hours I got from this, so not a huge performer, but it is very fresh and citrusy. So this is not one that I would expect to last a very long time, but definitely check this one out. Can be had for definitely, I believe, under $30. Acqua essenziale colonia from Salvatore Ferragamo. So on Wednesday, I went, obviously, the theme of this video, another gentlemanly, cleaned up, well-groomed type scent. And that scent is the Art of Shaving's Green Lavender. Really impressed with the presentation of this bottle. Heavy bottle. Really like the simplistic styling. I'm a fan of just sort of the, square bottles with just the sticker on the front, and it's super clean. Magnetic cap. Cap does not feel cheap. And decent atomizer as well. Lavender, right? Sharp lavender immediately. Fresh and spicy, just a hint of sweetness. And that's sort of the theme with these. You're gonna get your lavender, you're gonna get your citrus, and it should just have a touch of sweetness, not overly sweet, just enough to sort of make it a bit more mass appealing and not as dry or bitter, because some of these can come across as bitter, but with just a bit of sweetness, it really rounds it out well. This particular profile is what I think of when I think citrus aromatic. Again, these are all going to work really well in the summertime in the warm weather, but they're also going to work in the fall and cooler weather. These are really anytime scents. So all work safe, all work appropriate, actually perfect for work. If you're wearing a suit, perfect. And if you're just sort of business casual, perfect. All of these fragrances are going to fit that role. Can be had, I believe, for under $50. For a while, these have been popping up at Burlington for much cheaper than that. I got my bottle, I want to say, for under $20, which for this scent is an absolute steal. The quality is there. This is definitely a sleeper. Not a lot of people talk about this one. However, if you know, you know. Performance is decent. I get about maybe 6 or 7 hours from this. What I also like about this, and I'm not sure where it's coming from, probably from the tonka bean, there's a creaminess to this. So although that lavender is sharp to start, as soon as it starts to dry down, it becomes more creamy and just more appealing, in my opinion. This thing is beautiful. Green lavender from the Art of Shaving. So this next fragrance I have a scent memory of, and just reminds me of my grandfather. This scent I am talking about is Platinum Egoiste from Chanel. Now, my grandfather never wore this particular scent, but what he did do was shaved. Great atomizer. When you smell this, it's reminiscent. It's very metallic, but in the best way possible. When you smell this, it will remind you, if you spent any time around your dad, your grandfather, them shaving in the mirror, and the smell of the shaving foam, how it was a bit metallic and creamy and aromatic, fresh, spicy, and just a memorable scent. That's that in this bottle. And this is just dignified, classy, timeless, just gentlemanly and really perfection in my opinion. I absolutely love this scent. Guys, this you have to smell this, because the minute you smell this, if you have not yet, I would imagine that many of you are going to have the same scent memory. Just being reminded of shaving foam out of the can, the old Barbasol shaving cream that all the old timers used to use, and probably some of you still use today. As far as longevity goes, I get about 7 or 8 hours from this, so it will last a work day. This is super versatile, and in my opinion, signature masculinity in a bottle, without being overstated, without being in your face. It's just class. Platinum Egoiste from Chanel. So this next one doesn't get a ton of love. I think it's, again, a victim of its flankers, which its flankers get all the love. They get a lot of hype, and people seem to love them, myself included. I'm a fan of the Eau de Parfum version of this, and the scent I'm talking about is Givenchy Gentleman EDT. This one doesn't get a lot of love. It's gorgeous, in my opinion. Iris is the first thing that you sort of pick up, not nearly as thick or intense as in some of the other versions in this line, but it also has a sweet pear note when you first spray. It's not a citrus, it's a sweetness. Pineapple is also a note in the top, so I don't really get much citrus at all from this. I mainly get, not necessarily pineapple, although that's a listed note, it's a sweetness. In addition to that, there's a warm spiciness to this. It is cardamom in the top note, and I pick up the cardamom. It absolutely has a fruity opening with the iris. I like how they use iris in their fragrances, and I really enjoy it in this. It's just a super addictive smell. The opening is beautiful. I wish it lasted a bit longer. Longevity is not great. I get about 6 or 7 hours, but in those 6 or 7 hours is just magic, in my opinion. Huge fan of this one. I picture this being a lot of people's sort of signature scent, easy to grab, wear to work every day. I understand why. It adds a bit of classiness with that iris, and in my opinion, I enjoy this over something like Prada L'Homme. I would put those in the same category as each other. I prefer this. I think it's a little more interesting. It changes more than Prada L'Homme does, in my opinion, and it just has more going on. And neither is really known for performance. So if you are a fan of Prada L'Homme, or you're considering purchasing Prada L'Homme, give Givenchy Gentleman a try as well. I think you would probably like it if you like Prada L'Homme. With us on Friday, Gentleman Givenchy EDT. Finally, I had gone to Bloomingdale's to test a couple things out, and the Bloomingdale's representative was nice enough to throw in a couple samples for me, and she was able to give me the new flanker of a fantastic, super hyped, well-known in the community fragrance. Scent I'm talking about, Terre Eau Grieve. Now, she gave me a couple of these, so I do plan on doing somewhat of a review on this one, because I think that if you are a fan of the original Terre d'Hermès, you are going to love this one. It's incredible. This opens with a citron note. To my nose, I pick up almost like an orange lemon combination. Doesn't come across as like, you know what? I would say it's a lemon, orange, grapefruit combination in the opening. And doesn't come off like cleaner. It comes off really realistic, really juicy citrus, and just something different. I wouldn't compare it necessarily to the citrus in something like Light Blue Forever or Light Blue Italian Love. It is similar in that it's the dominating note when you first spray it. You don't pick up, I pick up a bit of the juniper berries as well, but you don't really pick up much other than that when you first spray this. And really an hour into wearing it, I do get some of the original DNA of Terre d'Hermès, and eventually this does dry down into something more familiar than the original Terre d'Hermès. However, that citrus note is still lingering in the background, and this is a massive performer. This stuck to my skin. It lasted close to 10 hours. I could still smell this on my skin. Another listed note in this is something called Timur, Timur, and apparently it can give off something similar to a grapefruit accord. It can be a bit sharp. I personally enjoy it because once it starts to calm down, that sharp citron note cools down and just adds just this beautiful element to the Terre d'Hermès DNA. This may be my new favorite. I like Eau Intense Vetiver quite a bit, but this one just works and it's fantastic. And I would imagine that this is going to be a fantastic warm weather summertime scent. From my understanding of the situation is if you're a fan of the Eau Fraiche flanker, that is now discontinued and this is taking the place of the Eau Fraiche. I never smelled Eau Fraiche that I remember, but yeah, if it was anything like this, it's a winner. Terre d'Hermès Eau Grivé. That's all I have today, guys. I appreciate you watching this video till the end. Let me know in the comment section below what you wore this week. Always enjoy seeing what you guys are wearing. If you like what you saw, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, hit that bell notification so you're updated whenever I upload new content. But until then, have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video.